Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm your host, Jeff Howard, and I've got Jamie Parslow right here with me. Hey, Jamie.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great, and I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you.
We just had a wonderful conversation all about your work and your life, basically, so people should listen to that. If you happen to be listening to this and you didn't listen to that episode, it's the episode before this one. This episode, Jamie's going to answer the Discover Indie Film 4 questions, which are: name 3 favorite films, name an underrated film, name an overrated film, and finally, a lesser-known film that people should seek out. But talking about films people should seek out, cheesy segue, but watch Jamie's film Black Hole. It'll be a clickable link in the show notes, but it's on Dust, which is a sci-fi channel on YouTube, and it's just Black Hole's just great. So you should watch and enjoy it.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
And I don't think we need anything else for the intro, right? You want to jump into you want to?
Yeah. So
I already warned you that you can break the rules, even though I said 3 favorites.
I know.
You can.
Yeah, I thought a lot about these questions today, and in my car I was driving. I was like, how do I answer this? And it was like, this is whatever. Regardless, 3 favorite films, right? I think it's such a cliche. It's such a cliche to say this. It is 2001: A Space Odyssey is my number one. It's without a doubt.
I'm giving him a thumbs up that you can't see.
It's without a doubt. It's just the best movie of all time. There's no question about that. You can't deny that movie. That movie was made in 1968, and we are still inventing on top, or inventing because of it. I was watching it at the Hollywood Bowl a couple of weeks ago, and my wife had only seen it once, and I dragged her to go to the 70 mil recreation of it, and she was bored out of her mind. But we went and we saw it at the Hollywood Bowl with the orchestra, and they have iPads in there, they've got video calling, and this is 1968. This is before we landed on the moon. It's a brilliant film, perfectly executed. Thematically perfect. It's one of those movies where, I've been watching this movie since I was a kid. I think it was my mother's favorite movie growing up, and she's not an artist in any capacity. She just really likes science and science fiction. I read a lot of Arthur C. Clarke growing up, and so I grew up in it with a different lens. It wasn't a filmmaker's lens. It wasn't a cinematography lens. It was just a pure enjoyment lens. I think I just liked what it was and what it was doing. So I love that movie. It's got a very special place in my heart, and we're still discovering it, and still no movie has done what that movie continues to do. It's absurd that movie exists. It shouldn't exist. I love it. Man, this next question is actually, the other 2 are really hard, because after that, it could be anything. It could be Batman 89, which is one of my favorites, or Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, which is one of my favorites. And Bruges is up there, I think. That's a really great one. I think I have to land on, oh God, what was it recently I was just watching? A movie I can watch over and over and over and over and over again and never get bored, and not that I'm discovering anything new, I just love it, is Inside Llewyn Davis. I think Inside Llewyn Davis is one of those movies. It's a comfort film. It's sort of like a Sunday night, I'm drinking a glass of wine, I just want to watch something familiar kind of movie. That movie gets it. That movie, it's funny, it's sad, it's deep, it's impactful, it's just everything I want in a film. It's so good. And obviously the Coen brothers are, to me at least, maybe the best working directors in the world.
And amusingly, their output exceeds Kubrick at this point.
Yeah, by a mile. Barton Fink and the Hudsucker Proxy, all that small stuff.
I'm a Miller's Crossing guy.
I love Miller's Crossing.
I think it's their best.
I know so many people think it. Yeah, I won't disagree with you on it. Because I love it so much. I just think there's so much body of work. You can pick any of theirs.
I agree. Yeah, there's a lot.
Any of their work, and you can just be like, yeah, that's my favorite. And I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't even.
Raising Arizona is one of the funniest movies ever made.
Blood Simple is one of the best indie movies. It's not my cup of tea. It's not.
That's not my favorite, but it's so well done.
But like, that's $1 million movie. That's their first movie they raised $1 million for, and that's what they came out with. Get out of here. That's stupid. I hate myself for this.
And I went to a screening of the director's cut of it that they did a Q&A after, and their director's cut was shorter. And funny. The fact that finally the directors went back and actually made a director's cut where they made it better and shorter instead of the Lucas Spielberg thing of like, I'm going to throw in those scenes that actually the film was better without. Mm-hmm. Like the extra footage never helps.
Yeah, exactly.
They're deleted scenes for a reason.
Right. That's one of them. And I go back and forth. I did mention In Bruges quite a lot. That is a movie I can watch all the time, but I think I get so much satisfaction out of watching Blade Runner. The original Blade Runner is just so, it's everything. Minus comedy. There's a part where Harrison Ford's being really, like, he's got a cartoony, like, newscastery voice. I guess that's kind of funny. But existentialism and talking about theme again, one of my favorite things is, I mentioned this in the last episode, but I love it when someone can leave a question and not answer it, and it leaves you to ask the question about yourself. That is awesome. I love Blade Runner for that.
I wish see my memory's failing me now, but I believe one of the great sci-fi writers. Shoot, it might even be like Neil Gaiman or someone like that. But they said, no, it wasn't. It's an older guy. But they said Blade Runner isn't sci-fi; it's futurism. It's literally showing us our future.
Yeah. I mean, I would not disagree.
You know what I mean? Like that's just like what you said about 2001. Like they have iPads, they have this, that.
Right.
Like,
it's just gonna happen.
Sometimes sci-fi is an analogy of today.
Yeah.
But you can't tell the story. You can tell it better setting the future. And sometimes you're just like, this is where we're headed.
Right. I love it because I love that question of who are we, and are we, I've done this a lot recently, especially in the last episode where we talked about like Deckard. If you watch the director's cut, you know at the end he is absolutely a replicant. But that's not the question we're asking. The question really is, even if your memories, your dreams, your ideas weren't technically yours, you still have an association with them. And therefore, they are real. Like that your experiences are still your experiences, regardless of where they came from or what they do. And I think that's a really cool concept to play with. And then we're talking about reality. What is reality? How do we perceive it? And that's awesome. I mean, once again, we're dealing with the concept of death again. Then and oncoming death and how you deal with it. Which way do you go? Do you thrash or do you I don't know.
Accept?
Yeah, I guess. That's awesome.
It's a great film. It's great. And it's just amazing cinema.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I like, so you got in your top, you got in 3 favorites.
Yes.
And some nice honorable mentions.
It's fun ones. Okay.
For sure.
What was so the next one
the next one is underrated.
Underrated. Underrated.
Which you almost could have done Llewyn Davis, I think.
I could have done
because I think people don't like it. I hear that one actually divides people, I think.
Yeah, I think that one and A Serious Man are the two that people are very... actually, Hail Caesar, which I think is a brilliant movie that got unfairly lambasted for no reason. I think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant sort of exploration of religion through the eyes of Hollywood, and a God character who is simultaneously involved yet not involved in any capacity. And I love that movie, and I don't think anyone got that part of it. Regardless, I can go on about that movie.
That could be your underrated, but go on.
It could be my underrated, but I think
you have one.
I got to get out of the Coen brothers because there's so much to say about all of it. Lady Killers, I still love that. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, underrated movie. There are 2 that come to mind immediately. One of which I want to say is underrated. However, because they just won their Oscars this year, kind of doesn't get underrated, is Swiss Army Man. If you go back and watch Swiss Army Man, A lot of people end up loving that movie. It's just a movie that people didn't watch a lot of. And it was booed at Cannes. And I'm sad. Sad's not the right word. It's funny that it was booed at Cannes. So yeah, underrated in a way that like we don't watch it enough and we don't love it.
Yeah, and people see it as the fart joke movie instead of. I mean, it's a really wonderful movie.
It's a deep, introspective film.
And I got to admit, I also sometimes I do this, and I guess this is actually probably I shouldn't, but I watch a film like that, and I'm like, holy fuck. How did they get it made?
Yeah.
Like how an idea that this out there, this original, this crude.
Yeah.
The fact that they made it, I just think I'm glad to be in the universe where that film happens.
Good. Yeah, I loved it the moment I saw it. But the
ending is the best.
The crowd was pretty packed when we went. So underrated's not really a word I would use. Just an underseen film is what I would say. I want to just plug this because it's there. So one of the Daniels did another movie called The Death of Dick Long, and it's a redneck noir, and I'm not going to spoil it, but everyone needs to go see that movie because I screamed at the twist. I screamed into a pillow. There's a twist that went insane. The Death of Dick Long. But the underrated movie, I think, I just watched it the other night, is Tarsem Singh's The Fall. Come on.
I'm making a face because it's just wonderful. My wife is a huge Tarsem fan, and I think this is the second podcast in a row that someone named
really?
The Fall.
That's good.
But because most people didn't see it.
No.
They saw The Cell and not The Fall.
Yeah. Well, you can't find it now.
That's right.
Yeah. It's nowhere. You have to sail the seven seas to see it.
I have a ripped DVD, so it's on my computer because I ripped the DVD back when you could get them from the library.
That movie, come on. So the thing that I love about that film that I think that underrated, it has to be underrated because we don't give it the credence it deserves. It's the last film that I can remember that is a globe-trotting, round-the-world movie that is shot pristinely, beautifully. Like it's every shot is a painting, and every shot is it's a ballet. As everything is so perfectly crafted. The story may not be everything that we may want, and the acting may not be everything that we want, but it doesn't matter. No movie since that movie, maybe even before it for a little while, has done what that movie has done. Now in this world of like CG and being able to green screen everything and crop stuff, you can make the images, sure. You can maybe recreate the design of it, but you can't get in those real spaces like Tarsem Singh did. He went around the world. Like they were on islands, they were in historic locations, they were in China and Morocco, and like I come on, the movie shouldn't exist, and it kind of doesn't. It's almost kind of disappearing in a way, but absolutely underrated. Absolutely underrated.
It is pretty wonderful that he was able to make that film.
Yeah,
because I guess it was the success of The Cell that allowed him to blow that wad, and now they punished him by not. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know what happened. All I know is that like I want to see another Tarsem Singh movie just like that.
I think someone told me, maybe the other person told me that it ended up being owned, like the studio that owned it ended up in a holding company, and then it's just like there's it's not that it's being held down, it's that it's on a cargo ship with no captain.
It's kind of like
so it's just floating in the middle of the ocean, and no one's going to bring that boat to harbor.
Dogma is in the same boat.
It is,
yeah, because it can't be released. So it's really sad that movie is just locked away for a long time, and I'm really sad about that because I really love Kevin Smith movies, and I've worked with him, and he's a great, wonderful human being. I think,
that was a great film.
Yeah, I have to say it's his best in my opinion. So yeah. That's the underrated movie.
Underrated. Mm-hmm. Now, fun one. Overrated.
Oh, I don't want... So, one, I'm going to get flamed for this. I promise you this. But I also don't like the idea of sort of denigrating filmmakers.
I mean, you can... I always say this, not always, but I often say, like, just because you're saying something, you could say, this is a very good film, but I feel like it's overrated because...
So, yes. that is how I feel about the movie Arrival. And Blade Runner 2049. Both have the same problem.
2049 killed me, but go on.
I love the movie in terms of its beauty and its scenery. And Denis Villeneuve is, I don't even know how to say his name properly. He is a precise director who's very good at getting the whole thing out there and getting it all, in. I cannot stand the way he presents questions and then answers them immediately in a film. I cannot handle it. It's me and my wife went to go to a screening of Arrival with Denny and the writer at I think it was like an ArcLight or something like that. And the amount of people in that screening who, like, when they asked a question, they were like, I had to watch this movie 3 or 4 times just to get it. And I was like, do you not read? Are you illiterate? It's very simple. It is not a hard movie at all to understand, at least to me. And at least to my wife, who's, she's not.
No, Arrival is a straightforward narrative.
It's a straightforward film. I don't understand what people are confused about. It's a circle. The whole thing is a circle. I'm so confounded by, I guess, the way that people are like, it's so deep and it's like, no, it's not. It's a straight movie. It's got sadness, I guess, but like, there's nothing broad coming. I'm not getting a new thing out of
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And it's a good
perfectly executed
human contact with another.
Yeah. I've seen that movie before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a perfectly well executed film.
I'd say I like it better than the movie Contact.
Yeah. Well, actually, I like Contact.
Yeah, Contact's a lot.
I do actually love Contact. Carl Sagan, man. But I think it's pretty overrated. I think it gets a little too much love. It's too easy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sounding pretentious, but like
no. You have an opinion.
Yeah, I wish people would. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's a film bro movie that somebody just has to say because it's the film bro thing to say, as opposed to like, I don't know, deep diving in it, I guess. But to each their own.
To me, the ultimate film bro. Well, whatever. I was going to say Dark Knight, but
I would agree with that.
Film bros love Dark Knight.
Yeah, I love The Dark Knight. I think it is certainly. I think it's
good, but I don't even think Chris Nolan likes it. I think he's just like, I tried to do the most I could with that genre, but it's a crappy genre.
I would argue it's still his like top tier best film because it satisfies all narrative threads, and I think that's what I love about that movie. The one note in that movie I have is some of the worst acting I've ever seen in a blockbuster film, and that comes from the SWAT guy when they're transporting Harvey Dent underground, and the Joker shows up, and there's this SWAT guy that's just sort of like, he's like, oh man, I did not sign up for this today, and he's like, just like not. I'm like, dude, no, who is this? Is he an executive producer? Is he like a friend or something? Because like the acting just isn't up to par, and it's just he's like, oh man, like the whole time.
I don't remember that.
It just was. I mean, it's not a memorable performance.
No,
I remember it because of how weirdly it fit into the whole movie. It was just bizarre. It's a bizarre movie
for sure. All right. Well, okay. So Arrival. Arrival is your answer.
That's my answer. Yeah.
Your answer.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then the last question is a lesser known film that people should seek out.
Okay. I did say The Death of Dick Long earlier, but that we were on a thread about something.
And I even wrote it down on my phone as you saw, because I'm dying to watch that right away.
I want more people to watch this. I love it. Here's the thing. It starts, the movie starts with either a Nickelback song or a Stained song, and midway through there's a Creed song, just to give you context about where this is going. So that's the first thing. The actual answer that I have, though, is a movie that Black Hole ran with during the film festival circuit. We actually won simultaneously. We won Anomaly Film Festival. I won for short film, and they won for feature film. But it is, and I mean this, it's the best use of the oneer I've ever seen in my life. Which is, it's called Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes. It's about a Japanese, I think, coffee shop or tea shop owner. Who lives above his own shop. So he's got a little monitor. And when he closes shop one night, he goes upstairs. He goes into his apartment, and he sees himself on the monitor saying, "Hey, this is me or you from 2 minutes into the future." And he's like, "You're going to need to come downstairs and go figure blah, blah, blah out." And so basically what happens is the movie happens in 2-minute intervals. It's all a oneer. It's all shot on an iPhone. It's shot for like less than $100,000 or something like that. It is the best use of the oneer because it needs math to exist. It needs math to work. It's not like 1917 or Birdman or, what is it? A Russian film? Is that the name of the one that's the big long runner? It's not a gimmick for the sake of the gimmick. It is active to the story. And I think that more people should watch it. It's funny. It's cute. I don't love the ending, but I also think that it's a charming ending, that it's cute and sci-fi and cool. I think more people should watch that film.
Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes.
Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes, yeah. And it's a very smart film festival.
I love that you named something you saw on the festival circuit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's so many good films in the festival circuit that we absolutely need to lift these folks up and get them out there. It's a shame that we don't do more outside of like names and budgets and so on. And so there are just so many good films.
I know. I still remember films I saw in the 90s at like Slam Dance and stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to name them, but whatever. Yeah,
exactly. I would say that Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes, because it's so low budget, because it's a Japanese film, it's a movie rife for a remake. With like a real camera and like a set and stuff like that. It probably would take the charm away. It might even like eat at the sort of ambience of what it is and the achievement that it is. But it really is
Scarlett Johansson in the lead.
Yeah. But like if you that movie could be remade and I think people would just sing its praises to high heaven. So
for sure.
I'm sad that more people don't know about it, but I forget his name. His last name is Junta. The director he just made a new film that just premiered here in the States. I think it's still got the same 2-minute interval thing that he's doing. He did it a second time. I'm very curious to see it. I think it's just called River or something like that. I'll have to take a look at it, but very just smart theater troupe. That's what they're all a theater troupe, and that's where they came up with that stuff. So I love it. Brilliant. More people need to see that. That and The Death of Dick Long. And
excellent. Do you know if it's on streaming or anything yet?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's on Amazon. I think it's free.
Because there's really cool. Included with Prime.
I think
excellent.
so. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think.
It's a unique enough title. If people Google it, they'll find it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are my guys. That's it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent list. I thought you were going to be the first person who named the same 3 favorites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because for me it's 2001.
Oh.
And then Brazil and The Graduate.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen The Graduate in a very long time, and my wife is like, you need to watch it again. It's a movie I kind of forgot.
I haven't seen it for a very long time. And amusingly, there's a friend of mine wants to start a podcast where you talk about one of your favorite movies ever for like half an hour.
Sure.
Then they stop. Then you watch it again for the first time in 30 years. And then you talk about, did it hold up or not?
That's a good one.
And God, I haven't seen that for so long. I haven't seen Brazil for so long.
I did watch Brazil a few years ago. Didn't fit my, didn't jive.
Didn't ring your bell.
But Jonathan Pryce is super great in that. And I just watched Tales from the Loop again for the third time. And I love that series. But it's not a movie, but I'm telling you this, underwatched, underloved, underseen show is Tales from the Loop. It's on Amazon. It's awesome. It's really, really great if you love sci-fi and like low, sort of like grounded sci-fi set in the 80s. It's really, really great. And it's a slow burn, but I don't know. I think that I think the journey is really lovely. It's kind of like an anthology, but in the same small town with the same characters. But you don't follow one character all the way through, kind of a thing. I love it personally. Anyway, Jonathan Pryce is excellent in that. I went back and I watched Brazil, and I was like, right, he's so good, and I forgot that he's British. So what a great actor, what an excellent actor. And then recently, talking about In Bruges, I had at work, we all just watched In Bruges again, and a friend of mine said it didn't hold up as well as it maybe did back in 2009 or whenever it came out. I don't know if I agree with them, but I can see where the language back then does not do as well today, and I think that that's one of those things.
And admittedly, pacing, I don't know, people are weird about pacing now.
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, it's not like you can't succeed with a slow-paced film, and I think, I can't name it, but sometimes when I see just a wonderful slow-paced film, I just want to like jump on top of a mountain and shout, you can't enjoy this film that takes its time.
It's okay to take time.
But it has to be interesting the whole way through. It doesn't have to be fast-paced to keep my interest.
Well, that's what Miyazaki calls it. He calls it ma. Like there's a moment in a movie, and I try to implement this when I can in my own films, where you sit and your character just thinks. And it allows the audience to sit and think about what they've seen up till now, and it lets the character sort of reset themselves, and then we're back on for the journey, and then we can keep going. And I think that's just really great. Drive My Car is a great movie that most people should watch too if you want that like slow burn, but great film. So yeah. Anyway, that's
excellent. All right. Well, hey, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Do you want to name your stuff, or should it just be clickable links?
Clickable links. It's just Black Hole.
Black Hole, Dust, JamieParslow.com.
All that fun stuff. It's good. It's a trip.
Yeah, check out that shit.
Yeah.
Check out all that good stuff.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And I'll try to get us out of here even faster than usual. Thank you for listening to the Discovery Indie Film Podcast, where I'm Jeff Howard, and I program 2 festivals, and the people I meet at the festivals, they just make great work, and they deserve to talk about it. So in the podcast before this, you get to hear all about Jamie and his film Black Hole. In this one, you got to hear his opinions on film, which are excellent opinions and well-founded. And now I've got a couple more movies I got to watch for the first time or revisit. But anyhow, if you want to learn more about this podcast or the TV series that was born from it, just go to discoverindiefilm.com. It's at DIFWins on social media. If you go to Amazon Prime Video and type in Discover Indie Film, there's currently 7 seasons of just wonderful short indie films handpicked from the festival circuit. Jamie's film Black Hole won 3 awards at Film Invasion Los Angeles, which is a festival we hold every June. You can learn more at filminvasionla.com, and it's at Film Invasion LA on social media. And the sister festivals every November. This year, actually, November 29th through December 3rd, I think. And that's the Sherman Oaks Film Festival. So you can learn about it at ShermanOaksFF.com. And it's at ShermanOaksFF on social media. And the last thing to mention is just go to WatchTVHi.com or download the app TVHi on any smart TV platform. There's like, Samsung has some like proprietary one that it's not on because no one uses that platform as far as some people might, but Roku, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, iPhone, Android mobile, just TVHi. There's great stuff on there, and I won't bother with my spiel on it. I'll just say that. Jamie, thanks for coming by. Thank you for a wonderful evening and
thank you for
great conversation.
Thank you for all the film festivals and putting this together. This is excellent. I'm so glad you did this. This is very, very cool. I wish more people did this. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody who's listening.